Right, hello everyone, it's Warren here from Warren's Team Talk, and we've just had an almighty cock-up, and it's all my fault. And yeah, 2 in the space of a week, so I don't know what to say about that, to be quite honest, other than that I'm really sorry. Basically what just happened, we've been just chatting for about 10 minutes, thinking we were live, and we weren't. So, sorry about that, guys. So, anyway, I have got the one and the only legendary Gooner from Wexford, the one and the only Mr. Carl Walsh with me today. Thanks very much for coming on, Carl. And
Thank you, Warren.
Talking about who we think's going to get the Arsene Wenger Trophy, i.e. 4th place in the Premier League. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you this slide. It's got some really great YouTube channels on there that I recommend you check out and go and subscribe to. I'm sure you won't be disappointed if you do. And I'm just going to hand you over to Carl because I want him to tell everyone about what he's doing with his channel. Because I believe from talking to Carl for a few days now that he is imminently going to relaunch it. So please.
Absolutely. Basically, I started a YouTube channel about 4 or 5 years ago about getting rid of Arsene Wenger. I thought that the more voices was heard, the better it would be for my club, because at that particular time, I didn't like what was going on with the club. But I was kind of on my own, so I kind of gave up on the channel for about 3 or 4 years, but I always kept a close eye on all the other lads, the likes of Lydon and all that kind of stuff. And then Troops and DT, I knew a few of the lads by going over to the ground. I got to meet a few of them. But then I got into this community with Del Boy, Warren, Jays, Kenny Kane, all those kind of lads, all legends and lads that knows their stuff about the club. So I thought I'd get myself back into it now and get myself involved again. And a big shout out there to Del Boy, because he was the one that gave me the opportunity to start to voice my opinions again. So I'm not great with technology, and I have a fella that was meant to come this week to set me up on YouTube properly. I'm still waiting for him to come, but he rang me to tell me he will definitely be here on Tuesday. So I am hoping and praying to have my YouTube channel back up and running this week. And as soon as it's back up and running, all the lads on this platform will be the first to know. So that's where I stand, Warren.
Excellent. Well, fair play to you, mate. And I hope the fella turns up on Tuesday.
He better, or he'd be in trouble.
Excellent. I dare say you will, mate. I dare say you will. So we've got some people in the chat, so I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Jez in the chat. Hi, Jez. Hope you're well, mate. I hope you enjoyed that little website stuff I sent you earlier about Arsenal playing at Sevenoaks. I didn't know about that. I knew that Arsenal played Sevenoaks at the end of the 19th century in a friendly, and I believe that they played twice, and both times it ended 8-0. I didn't know anything about this Sevenoaks Charity Cup or whatever it was that it was called. But yeah, according to that website, 1890 something, Royal Arsenal played Arsenal in the, I think it was 1893. They played against Arsenal, won 11-0. And, Arsenal won 11-0. And it was played just up the road from where I live, at a place called Noel Paddock, which I sent you the photograph of the place. I think now it's used like as a cricket ground, the place, which doesn't surprise me, because what I learned about when I was doing that England's most successful football club series was that a lot of football clubs at the end of the 19th century were started as a way for cricket players of cricket teams to keep fit during the winter months. So it doesn't surprise me that was where the game had taken place, because I've got a feeling probably that it was Sevenoaks Town Football Club were probably born out of Sevenoaks Cricket Club, from what I found out. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's interesting, useful to you. And Del Boy's here. He says, hi, Warren, Carla, Jez. Nice to see you, Del Boy. I hope you're well. And Jez says, Del Boy Gunner TV. Hi, mate. And Jez, yes, it was brilliant, mate. Thank you. No, I hope it was good. I really do, because apparently that charity cup, they used to use it to raise money for local charities. I'm not even sure if the thing is still in existence. But then I know that Arsenal played in it again in 1897 and they won it again. So I don't know. I might see if what I can find out about that, because that looks interesting. Manny Thanagaduri says, hello, everyone. Great to see the legends in the chat and on the screen. Thanks very much, Manny. It's lovely to see you, mate. So, yeah, let's get on with the show. So, thanks for introducing yourself, Carl. And like I say, hopefully Tuesday, fingers crossed, things have been going well for you, mate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, so this is the Premier League table as it stood about 2 o'clock yesterday. Well, about this time yesterday, before the 3 o'clock and 5:30 games kicked off. And Liverpool was sitting top. Man City had a game in hand on them, but Liverpool were 2 points clear. And then we had Chelsea in third with 66 points. And then the main focus of our discussion today is going to be around the elusive fourth place. Currently, Arsenal occupy that position. They played 33 games and have 60 points. Tottenham are sat fifth, having played the same amount of games and have 58 points. Manchester United are sat sixth. They played 35 games and have 55 points. Excuse me. And West Ham, they're sat seventh, and they have played 34 games with 52 points. So that's the focus of a discussion today. The rest of the table, for the purpose of this, we're not really worried about. I'm sure it's a worry for the rest of the clubs, but it's not for us, not today. So let's get into it. So the first team we're going to look at is Manchester United, and we're going to look at their current form, home and away, and then when we're going to look at what games they've got coming up and what I think is going to happen. And just for the sake of this, just to let you all know that I used the Premier League website to help me work out what I thought the scores of the games were going to be. And you might see in here a prediction for the Chelsea game, but I can't remember because I did this before that game kicked off. So if it is, apologies. It should have been taken out. Hopefully it's still not there. But if it is, my apologies for that. Anyway, so Chelsea last 5 home games. They've won 2-0 against Brighton. They drew 0-0 with Watford. They won 3-2 against Tottenham. Drew 1-1 with Leicester and won 3-2 against Norwich. And then also, like back earlier this week, they drew 1-1 with Chelsea. Their away form, they've won 4-2 at Leeds. They lost 4-1 at Man City. Lost 1-0 at Everton. Lost 4-0 at home. Away at Liverpool, and 3-1 to Arsenal. So that means that of their last the last 6 home games, they've won 3, drawn 3, and lost none. They've scored 10 goals and conceded 6, and they got about 2.2 points a game. And then away from home, in the last 5, they've won 1 and lost 4. They've scored 6 and conceded 14. And they've scored 1.2 goals a game and they've conceded 2.8 goals a game, and their points per game is 0.6. So let's move on to the next one. So far this season, they played 35. They've won 15, drawn 10, and lost 10. They've scored 54, conceded 52, gives them a goal difference of 2, and they have 55 points. They've got a win percentage of 42.86 and a 1.57 points per game. So, Carl, is there anything you want to say about United, having seen all that stats?
Yeah, apart from them, they're scumbags. I'm so happy to see them where they are, down in the gutter with us, Warren.
Yeah.
They have no hope of getting top 4. I did think they were going to get top 4, but no. They have the same problems that we have. No heart, no winning mentality, spineless, cowardly, overpaid, overhyped crowd of players they have. They're in serious bother, Warren. Man United are in serious bother, like ourselves. Lower down the table for them, the better for me, to be quite honest with you. I fucking hate with a passion.
Yeah.
No, I think 4 places between ourselves and Spurs rule Man United over us. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
They're not good enough. Defensively, they're shambles. Maguire, Besaka. It's a Lingard. It's a joke. This is Manchester United Football Club we're talking about. And look at the midfield, Warren. Myself and you will be better than Matic and McTominay. And then you have Fred. Sure, Jesus Christ. Talk about falling from the top. I think they're actually in a worse state than what we are.
They're terrible mess.
They're terrible.
They are.
And they're relying on old men to get him out of a predicament there. Ronaldo is still doing the business, and he's nearly 40 years of age. Sure. Like this Rashford fella, like from an English point of view, Warren, what do you think of this Rashford over there in England? Because when he first came out onto the scene, I thought he was going to be world class. He hasn't kicked the ball for the last 2 years.
I think he's more focused on his off-field activities. I think that's the problem. I honestly do think that. I think that he's more interested in, his political stuff. And fair play to him for what he's done for kids, like disadvantaged kids in this country. I take my hat off to him. I think it's absolutely superb. But first and foremost, he's a footballer, right? If I was managing him, I'd say, fair play to you. What you've done is fantastic, but you need to concentrate on your day job and focus on making sure that that's done properly, right? Because that's real bread and butter. So focus on that, and then, in your spare time, if you want to do that, that's fine. But we're paying you a salary to play football, not to be a politician.
Do you think he needs to move from Manchester United to refresh his career?
I don't think it'll matter where he goes, mate, because I think it'll be the same.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think, possibly, but I think he'll have the same issue if he goes to another club. That he'll be too focused on his off-field activities. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him at some point in the future just stop playing and just focus on that. And if that's what he wants to do, fair play to the fella.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He has the potential of being world class,
Yeah. He has, but it was whether he wants to do it or not.
That's the thing.
He might be more interested in doing it. His political whatnot, but I don't know, man. I just think it's a bit shocking, I just don't. I think he needs to focus on it. Yeah, it is fantastic what he's done, making sure that kids have enough food on the table to eat and whatnot. I can't say fairer than that. I can't. No one can attack him for it. But he's being paid by Manchester United Football Club to play football first and foremost, right? And if I was his manager, I'd be saying to him, listen, you need to focus on your football. We're paying you a salary, and that's what you need to do. You know what I mean? I don't want that circus at Arsenal. We've got enough nonsense going on at this club as it is. We don't need any more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There are shambles. Like, for them to come back to where they were, Warren, they're going to have to get rid of a lot of players and invest a lot of money back in the club to bring in the right players. Paul Pogba, he's an absolute disgrace. That fella's world class on his day, but he's cancer within that club. The Maguire, 85 million. Sure, it didn't make sense at the first place. He wasn't the best defender at Leicester.
No.
What's his name? The centre forward, Cavani. Sure, the man is ancient. Ronaldo has come to the end. There's serious work to be done at Man United. But you know what? I hope it don't fucking happen for him. I hope they get rid of Yanis. I fucking hate him. Absolutely. I can't stand him. That's the truth.
I know, mate. And fair play to you for saying it.
I tell you what, Warren, as an Arsenal fan, this is me speaking from the heart. I'd rather see Spurs win the Premier League than Manchester United. That's straight up. That's how much I hate Man United.
That doesn't surprise me because you must be surrounded with the buggers.
Surrounded by him. My own brother is a Man United fan, and the shit I had listened from him throughout the years is unbelievable. Driving me insane.
Years ago, I used to work in an Irish organisation in London, right? We used to have a hostel, right? And loads of fellas, when they used to come over to London, used to come and stay in our hostel and whatnot, right? And most of them were the Irish fellas were all United fans. It was either United, Celtic, or Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Very, very few Arsenal. So,
and that's a wonder because Arsenal had a good connection with the Irish players, So you kind of have to think about it, wouldn't you? You think to be a bit more Arsenal fans, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the Irish connection.
I know. Because we used to have a massive Irish contingent at Arsenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There was we won the cup in 79. I think there was about 7 or 8 of them at the club.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, Warren, I think that we could agree, unless if you want to disagree, that Man United is no chance top 4.
No, I don't think so. You're going to see in a minute. Well, you see there, look, I've said final position, 7th.
There you go.
I'm predicting their last 3 games, they're going to draw with Brentford at home 1-1. They're going to lose away at Brighton 2-1. And they're going to lose away at Crystal Palace 2-1 as well. And I think they're going to end up with 56 points and they're going to end up 7th. That's why I did them first, right? So that's them out of the question. They're not getting near it.
Thank God.
So we'll move on to the next one now. But before we do that, I just want to see what the chat's saying. Manny says, Warren, likewise, sir. Hope you're well. Thank you, Manny. And Del Boy says, hi, Manny. And Manny says, Del, what's the crack? What's the bleed story? Good to see you, mate. That's a proper catchphrase for that fella, isn't it? It really is. I love it. And Del Boy says, without Ronaldo, United would be 3 points above the drop. Yeah, they probably bloody would be. Because he scored something like 22 goals for them.
Warren, he's after scoring in the last 9 Premier League goals. Ronaldo's after scoring 8 over the last 9 for him.
Well, that tells you it all, doesn't it?
That tells you everything you need to know. Yeah.
It shows you what a good player he is if he's able to have that level of goal scoring in that team.
He's one of the greatest ever, Warren. There's no doubt about it. One of the greatest ever.
Absolutely, 100%, mate. And then Manny says, I still think Rashford is talented, but he will need to leave United. A change will do good. Yeah, probably would. But I think he needs to, wherever he goes, he needs to focus on his football first and foremost, and have the political stuff as like a little sideline, not have it challenging what he's doing on the football field, because I think that's what's happening. He's getting too distracted. So let's move on to the next one, and it's West Ham. Right, so we got West Ham. Now, West Ham, their last 5 home games have seen them draw 1-1 with Newcastle. They've beaten Wolves 1-0, Aston Villa 2-1, Everton 2-1, and they drew with Burnley 1-1. Now, also during the week, they lost 2-1 at home to Frankfurt in the Europa League. And their last 5 away games, they've drawn 2-2 with Leicester. They lost 1-0 at Liverpool, lost 3-1 at Tottenham, lost 2-0 at Brentford, and lost 1-0 against Chelsea. Now, the game against Chelsea, apparently they were quite unlucky and they conceded like right near the end of that game. So that means that their current home form, they've won 3 and drawn 2 and lost none of their last 5. They've scored 7 and conceded 4, which gives them 1.4 goals a game, and they've conceded 0.8 goals a game, and which gives them 2.2 goals per game at home. So that's not bad, actually. That's not bad home form at all. But their away form is dreadful. The last 5, they've won none, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 4. So their record on the road at the moment is awful. They've conceded 3, they've scored 3 and conceded 9, which gives them 0.6 goals a game. And the goals against, they've conceded 1.8 goals a game, which gives them 0.2 points per game, which is shocking, really. For a side that wants to be pushing for top 4, mate, that's just not good enough, really. And so far, they've played 34 games. They've won 15, drawn 7, and lost 12. They've scored 52. They scored 52, conceded 44. They've got a goal difference of +8, and they've got 52 points. That gives them a win percentage of 44.12%, and they've got 1.53 points a game. So my predictions for the rest of the season, I keep flitting backwards and forwards with this. Earlier in the week and yesterday, I was saying 1-1, but I've got a feeling they're going to beat Arsenal today. I think it'll be 2-1 to West Ham. And then Norwich, I think away, they'll draw 1-1. Norwich have gone down yesterday. We saw that. They're confirmed as being relegated, so commiserations to them. And Watford are almost down with them as well, after Burnley beat them yesterday with 2 late goals. Man City at home, I think they'll beat Man City as well and hand Liverpool the title. And then away at Brighton, I think they're going to lose 2-0. So that's my predictions for West Ham's last 4 games of the season. I think they're going to end up with 59 points, and I think they're going to end up 6th. But I also think they're going to win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League, which raises an interesting point, because what does that mean for the top 4? If West Ham win the Europa League and they finish outside the top 4, if they win the Europa League, they have to have a Champions League spot. So will England be allowed to submit 5 teams to enter the Champions League? Or whoever finishes, will the 4th place team not get in the Champions League at the expense of West Ham? because this has happened before. I think one year Chelsea won it, Tottenham finished fourth, and Chelsea won the Champions League, and UEFA said, no, Tottenham, you can't come in. We've got to give your spot to Chelsea because they're the winners of the Champions League. And it caused almighty trouble. I don't know if you remember this. You remember that happening?
I do remember it happening. And
yeah. So I don't know
think
what's going to happen. I was trying to see last night because I wanted to talk about it today on this show because I know there's a strong possibility of it. Because if West Ham go to Frankfurt and they win like 2-0, which is more than capable of doing, and get to the final, they will then have to play either Rangers or RB Leipzig in the final. And if they win, which they probably could easily do, then they'll be Europa League champions, which will mean that they'll have the right to play in the Champions League. But they're not. I don't think they're going to finish in the top four. So what happens then? Will they be allowed to put 5 in, or will they only allow 4 to come in, which will mean the 4th place team won't get in it? So all these muppets jumping around going, we've got to Mikel Arteta, we're going to the Champions League. They might finish 4th and they not get in it. Mate, that would be fucking hilarious if that was to happen.
It'd be unbelievable. And it probably will happen. Me personally, I think the game against Frankfurt for West Ham is the final of the Europa League. Yeah. Because I think if they get through to the final, they will beat Rangers or Leipzig in the final. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that if they do win it, I think, Warren, whoever do finish.
Oh, he's froze. Carl, can you hear me? Oh, his internet's gone. So let's have a look in the chat while we're waiting for Carl to come back.
You there, Warren?
Yeah, I am now. I think you froze, mate. So what was she saying?
Can you hear me, Warren?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
can't hear you, buddy.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Do you want to try going out and coming back in again? Carl, try. Hold on, let me type a message.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to send you a message. All right, hold on. Right, while we're waiting for Carl to come back, let's see. Let's see what. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Manny's saying, "Oh, here he is." Right, can you hear me?
I'm back.
Good.
I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you now. I don't know what happened there.
What? Oh, mate.
Well, I was just saying, Warren, that I think that whoever gets 4th will, I think that West Ham will get their spot. That's what I think. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I don't know. I was trying to look it up last night because I wanted to talk about it today because I think there's a strong possibility that it could happen, right? And I was thinking, well, what would happen in that situation? Because I know it's happened before. where Chelsea won the Champions League and they knocked Tottenham, who'd finished 4th, out of the Champions League by winning it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out what was going to happen, but I couldn't really see, because some sites were saying, no, it'll be fine. England can have 5 teams. Others were saying, no, it won't. All this sort of carry on. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Does anybody in the chat know the answer to that question?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Does anyone in the chat know what will happen? Jesse's saying, no, if that happens, Arsenal will go into the Euro League. There you go. I've got, I put my money on Jez to be right with that, because it's
100%.
Yeah. Jesse's right. West Ham will get in at our expense. God, Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Manny says, I'm confident we'll scrape a result against the Hammers because we have a pretty decent away record against them, but it will be tight. And the other thing that I think that it might come into play with this, there's 2 things, right? One, that they might be knackered after the game against Frankfurt on Thursday. And I think that they might be putting their eggs into the Europa League basket. They might be like thinking, right, if we only need to win 2 more games and we're in the Champions League. If they go to Frankfurt and win 2-0, they'll be in the final. That will mean 1 game more than to win. Whereas this, they need to win another 4. And it's not even guaranteed if they do that they're getting to get in it. So they might be thinking, let's just focus on the Europa League, put all our main efforts into that. Yeah, we're going to try and win these games, but not at the expense of the Europa League. That's got to be the be-all and end-all for us now.
It's going to be very interesting to see what team they play against Arsenal today. I think if they rest a few of their key players, we have a really good chance winning the game. But I think if they play kind of the full team, we're up against it. I think West Ham could get a result today.
Yeah.
But it depends on what Moyes puts out on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right, mate. 100%. And Manny says, and to be fair, 2 of their losses on the road were against Liverpool and Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. They were. Manny says, I feel for Watford, they've shown attacking intent, but not scored enough. And Ben Foster has been magnificent in goal, belying his 38 years. That's true. And Jez says, no, if that happens, Arsenal will go in the Euro League. And I'd say that Jez was right, to be honest. Jez is right. West Ham will get in at our expense. God, Jesus. But Manny says, but bear in mind that Frankfurt are no mugs. They knocked out Barcelona. Yeah, and they also knocked out Celtic as well.
That's why I'm saying that's the final, in my opinion. That Frankfurt-West Ham second game, that's the final. Whoever wins that game will win the Europa League.
Yeah, because
Rangers are useless.
I remember watching the game between Celtic and Frankfurt at Parkhead. They battered Celtic.
Celtic and Rangers are useless, Warren. That Scottish football is a joke, man. It's a joke. Yeah. It's a farce.
Yeah. So, last season is a lesson. We put our eggs in the Europa League basket. We all know what happened. Yes, exactly, Manny.
We don't have a fucking manager. That's what happened.
Yeah. Jez says, just looked it up on the UEFA site. If West Ham win the Euro League, they enter the Champions League as 4th entrants. So Arsenal would end up 4th, but have to go to the Euro League. Can you imagine the upset? Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Mate, those fans, how will they feel? All those Muppets jumping up and down on those tables in Islington Town Hall. singing, "We got Super Mikel Arteta." Honestly, how stupid will they look? That is why you don't start celebrating stuff until it's confirmed.
That is
It's happened so
unbelievable.
many times down the years with different teams. And that's why I kept saying, don't start celebrating before it's signed, sealed and delivered, because you end up getting bitten up on the arse. Thanks for looking that up, Jez.
Why are they singing that fucking song in the first place anyway, Warren?
Eh?
Why are they singing that song in the first place? It's absolutely disgraceful. And I tell you something, you sent me that video clip of the boys there all singing that song. I tell you, I nearly threw the phone out through the window. And you have that gobshit that I used to love. I have pictures of him downstairs. I went to a wedding with him, Ian Rice, a hero of mine. And he going around after the Man United game singing into his phone the same fucking song. It's a disgrace. He's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, because I remember years ago, Jess probably remembers this as well, being at Highbury, and we won this game and we ended up going second or something in the table, and we were all really excited. And this was back in the days of Liam Brady and Frank Stapleton and all those lads. And all the North Bank was singing, "We're going to win the league." They were singing about winning the league. They weren't singing about being second or third or fourth, winning the league. Do you know what I mean? And you got these Muppets singing a song about a manager who may or may not get fourth place. And
shocking.
They hounded out the previous two managers because they didn't get fourth. And yet we got this one who hasn't even got anywhere near finishing fourth, and they're celebrating him like he's the next coming of Pep Guardiola.
I was over the car park last Thursday, and I bumped into an Arsenal fan that I hadn't seen for years. Kylie says, "I suppose you're still negative." I said, "So what am I to be positive about?" He says to me, "Do you not realise that we're playing better football now than we did in the Invincible team?"
What?
I looked at him, I said, "I haven't seen you in 5 years and I don't want to fucking see you for another 50 years if possible. You fucking clown, you. Better football now than we played in the Invincible team. Are you caught it? I nearly threw him over the fucking bridge here into the river. I got quite angry. I said, "Get out of me face. You're talking shit." That's why the club is the way they are. Because of clowns like him.
Carl, how old was this fella?
I'd say he's about 30, I'd say. He's about 13, 14 years younger than me. It's terrible. It's shocking.
Do you know what I mean? Because that I find really disturbing, that someone has come up to you and said, "Oh, don't you think that the team's playing better football now than what we were under the Invincibles?" That is unbelievable.
Warren, it happened the other day, man. The other day, it actually happened. I couldn't believe what he said to me. I don't mind anybody saying I'm negative because I can, have an argument back about it. I can tell them why I'm negative. But to tell me that we're playing better football now than we did back in the Invincible team, I don't want to talk to you anymore, son.
Listen, that business about being negative, we all need to stop it. All us lot who want Arteta out, we need to stop it, right? Because we're not the negative ones. We're not the ones who are accepting this mediocrity. We're not. We're the positive ones because we want the best for the club. We want the club to win trophies. It's them that are the negative ones because they're saying, yeah, it's all right to finish third and fourth and that's fine. No, it's not fine. It's negative.
Warren, that badge that's behind your head.
Yeah.
That's what I need. That's all I care about. Yeah. I have a 12-year-old daughter, my only kid. And I love Arsenal as much as I love my daughter. Arsenal, I'm Irish. I'm not English. Arsenal runs through my blood, through my veins. I die for my club. I've been supporting them every day for the last 37 years. Always in my head, always thinking about them, always. If I think that my club is falling apart, I'm going to voice my opinion to make my club get back to where it should be. And that's fighting and competing to win titles. And in Champions League football, fighting and competing to win the Champions League football. Not to be getting bet 10-2 on aggregate by Bayern Munich and these lads.
Exactly.
When I look at Highbury, I used to walk down the street to smell the hot dogs. You go into the North Bank, stand there. I went to loads of games in Highbury on the North Bank. I went to the Bird Camp there. You might have been there when we all got orange t-shirts and stuff like that. I was there for the last fucking game ever played in Highbury. And Henry on his knees. I'm actually going over to the Emirates, which is empty, soulless. This is what we, the true fans, have been sold. We were sold a dream, and it's turned into a fucking nightmare. Every single year since we went to the Emirates, it's absolutely disgraceful what's going on.
It is.
Look at there, releasing culture fucking jerseys and shorts. Did you ever see the likes of a culture? Over the last week, this is our club that we're talking about. This is where we're after falling. And I am sick and tired of these fucking fans, so-called fans, singing songs and talking shit about our club and about Arteta. Arteta is not for Arsenal. He never was. He never will be. It's time for people to wake up. And yes, I will shout. And yes, I will curse. And yes, I will be passionate. Because at the end of the fucking day, I love that badge that's behind you. The real Arsenal. Not the fucking joke that we have today.
Exactly.
I swear to God, Warren, if I went down onto the pitch with an Arsenal jersey on my son, I'd run myself into the ground every single game to win. Because I know what it's like to be a fan. A real fan.
Mate.
Not these clowns that we have today.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's that badge, right? And that was one of the reasons I sent you that video last night of John Lydon when he was outside the stadium at the Emirates, swearing and cursing about the badge and the stadium and all that stuff. Because everything he said was 100% correct. Talking about the badge with the cannon facing the wrong way. And like, when he was going, my Arsenal, my only Arsenal, you make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know just how much I love you. And then he turned around and said, and who took the Arsenal away?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that line, and who took it away, for me, sums it all up, because that's what's happened. Some fucker has stolen it. And they've replaced it with this fucking plastic bloody Walmart shite that we got now.
I want to be honest with you now, and I might get a bit of negativity back from me, but I'm going to be honest. Wenger was a genius, and he did great things for our club. But I'm afraid to say this. In his last 5 years in charge of Arsenal, he is one of the reasons and one of the people that took Arsenal away, Warren.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%, because it all started.
And that's why I was shouting for him to fuck off 5 years before he did, because I could see what was going on.
Yeah, because it all started in the last 10 years of his reign. It did, because that's when it all changed.
Yeah.
It did, and it was disgusting what happened. It was.
It's sad. It's sad, Warren. It's sad.
It is sad. Honestly, it's really upsetting. It is.
Like, you know what I mean? Lads laugh at you and all, but like I remember there in the early 90s. True story. My friends would be Man United, Liverpool fans and all that, but they used to come down to my front gate, Warren, to listen, because my father used to had Sky Sports back in the 90s when the Premier League started. And the lads would come down just to hear me, because I'd be commentating on the game. I'd be shouting and screaming at the television. And I still do to this day. There's actually pubs here in Enniscorthy where I live. I'm actually barred open when Arsenal's playing, because I just cracks. Now I'm going out today to watch the game, and I know myself, the lads actually comes down just to see me. But that's the way I am. I'm passionate. I kick every ball. I'm there on the pitch with him. And when I see lads like that, fucking shack it, and he not doing it, he got player of the month, by the way. Player of the month. And we got beaten 3 fucking games. Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Southampton. And he gets player of the month. It's a joke, Warren. It's a joke, man. I'm looking at the jersey. I'm looking at the likes of Shaka wearing the jersey. And I tell you, the truth, it breaks my fucking heart.
It does. And I just sit there and I think, surely to Christ, there must be something better in our reserves and the youth team. Kids that have come up through the ranks. Do you know what I mean? Than fucking the likes of Ben White and fucking Shaka. If there isn't, then we've got a fucking rocky long road ahead of us in the future. We have, because honestly, the youth team and the reserve team and all the rest of it, they should be providing players that should be the bedrock of the team moving forward. And we should be like bringing in a few other, sprinkling the first team with a few, like 3-4 other players on top. Do you know what I mean? But,
Shaka and Party. Shaka and Party will be our midfield lineup for next season, Warren, as well. I guarantee you Shaka will be playing in our team again next season. And that fucking Spaniard bastard will be on the fucking touchline as well. Guaranteed. Another disaster. I said it the other day on one of the videos and I say it again. We are 10, 15 years away from competing at the top level. If that. We have no hope in competing for the next 10 years.
No, and that worries me. It really does, because, these other sides that are around us, they're not going to stand still. The only reason we're in a top 4 race this season is because all the rest of the sides around us are all shit. They've all been crap. Leicester have been crap. They've had loads and loads of injuries as well, which hasn't helped. Man United are in a mess. Tottenham haven't been great. West Ham have capitulated and they've fallen apart, right? And they didn't strengthen properly in the January window, right? And who was the other ones? Spurs. Do you know what I mean? It's just... Anyway, let's move on, right?
Yeah.
We've got final points haul for West Ham of 59, and I've said they're going to finish 6th. Sorry, mate, what was you going to say?
No, work away, Warren.
So we're going to talk about Arsenal now, right? So our current form at home this season, the last 5 games, we've won 2-1 against Wolves, won 2-0 against Leicester, lost 2-0 to Liverpool, lost 2-1 to Brighton, and beat Manchester United 3-1, right? Then our away form, we won 3-2 at Watford, we won 1-0 at Aston Villa, lost 3-0 at Crystal Palace, lost 1-0 at Southampton, and won 4-2 at Chelsea. So all that lot has meant that at home, of our last 5 games, we've won 3 and lost 2. We've scored 8 goals and conceded 6, and which means we scored 1.6 goals a game, and we've conceded 1.2 per game, and it gives us points per game of 1.8. And then away, we've won 3, lost 2. We've conceded 8. Sorry, we've scored 8 and conceded 8, which means we've had 1.6 goals per game scored and conceded 1.6 goals per game, which means points per game, we've got 1.8. right? So moving on from there means this season so far we've played 33 games. We've won 19. We've drawn 3. We've lost 11. We've scored 52 and conceded 40. And we've got a goal difference of plus 12. We've got points of 60. We've got a win percentage of 57.58. And it means we've got 1.82 points per game. Now, my predictions for the remaining games, I think we're going to lose today 2-1 at West Ham. I think we'll win 2-0 against Leeds at home. And then away at Tottenham, I think we're going to lose 2-0. Away at Newcastle, I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. And then home to Everton, I think we'll win 2-1. That will give us a final point haul of 67 points. And we'll end up finishing 5th. Right? So, anything you want to say about that one?
Yeah. I think the fixture list that we have is a tough one. There's nothing easy there, Warren, I don't think. I think Leeds will give us a game. I think West Ham will give us a game today. Tottenham will definitely give us a game. Newcastle are doing well at the moment. And Everton, God only knows where they will be at that particular time. They could have to win that game to escape relegation. And that would be a tough one. So, it's a tough one to call, Warren, both.
Yeah. The one I'm really worried about out of all of them is Newcastle away.
I think that's a tough game, Warren, away to Newcastle, unless if Newcastle are on the beach.
Well, yeah, that's another point. But their form of late has been incredible.
Absolutely.
Right? Newcastle, like the last while, their form has been incredible. And apparently, yesterday, they were really unlucky not to get a point out of that game with Liverpool. Liverpool only won 1-0 there.
That's it. So it's a tough game. But we have to see where their mentality is at that particular time of the season, Warren, you know?
Because they're focused and they're on it. And we've come out of that game against Tottenham 3 days before having got beat. Our morale could be on the floor.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I think we will lose against Tottenham because we haven't won there for something like 8-9 years. Right? We last won there in 2014 when Thomas Rosicky scored that wonder goal.
Yeah.
And then they battered us for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But if we lose that game at Tottenham and then go into that game against Newcastle, if Newcastle have picked up their form again after they bounced back after the Liverpool game, which I think they will, they could give us a really hard game because I'm telling you, I've been to St James's Park, right? And it's bouncing. It's not just one part of the ground that's like up for it and singing and shouting. The whole bloody lot of them. They're mad. Absolutely mad, mate.
Warren, you made a good point, and it's something that I actually missed out on. It'd be Newcastle's last game at home of the season. They will want to put on a performance because, like you said, their faithful are unbelievable. Their crowd, their fans are unbelievable.
Yeah, they are. They're mad, and they're absolutely mad. And the weird thing about it is one of the few places where there's only one team in the city. Like you go any other place, like there's usually 2 or more clubs, but this one, there's only one. Yeah, they got Sunderland down the road, right? But usually when there's a city, that you have like 2, 3 different clubs. But this one, it's only the one team. But their fans, I'm telling you, they're relentless. Yeah. I was there years and years ago. I went to see some neighbours of mine who are Middlesbrough fans. And at the time, I was too young to go to football on my own. So they used to take me along, right? And I went with them. We were in the Borough End, right? There was a little enclosure for the away fans. It was about 5,000 Borough, I suppose. because it's a bit of a local derby as well. Borough took the lead, right? Then Newcastle equalised. When they equalised, Jesus Christ, the whole stadium just erupted. All of them. Honestly, it was incredible. They were going nuts. And they were laughing for the rest of the game.
It was an awful pity that they didn't win the Premier League that time. Kevin Keegan.
Oh, mate.
I loved that team, especially David Ginola. Ginola was one of my favourites. I loved him.
The football they played was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's an awful pity they didn't beat them bastards for that Premier League.
Exactly. Exactly. It was wild. So,
Warren, I think you're right. I feel that Arsenal will finish 5th myself. But I think that there's a couple of tricky games there. I'm dodgy about Newcastle and I'm dodgy about Everton as well because I don't know where they'll be come that game.
I think it's going to be a hard game because you're right. If they need to win that game to stay up, it's going to be a dogfight.
This is the thing.
You know, it could be a dogfight and we could need to win it to have any chance of getting in the Champions League spot.
Yeah, so you could have a...
If everyone in the chat is telling me that 4th place won't be enough if West Ham win the Europa League. Right? Jez has looked it up on the UEFA website. Static's going on about it as well. Manny's gone on about it as well. So I don't think 4th will be enough.
But Warren, I'm gonna have to ask you a straight question, and I'll ask the chat the same. As an Arsenal fan, do we really want 4th spot? Because we're going to be made a fucking show of in the Champions League.
Mate,
I don't think we're prepared. I don't think we're ready for Champions League football.
No.
I do know that there's, that if we don't do it, we're not going to get the money. We're not going to get the players that we want, stuff like that. But seriously, anyway, if we do get Champions League football, if you're a top European footballer, Warner, you're going to go to Arsenal. Because I wouldn't.
No.
We're fucked either way. Doesn't matter. We're fucked either way.
No. Listen, I've been saying for ages that I couldn't care less if we get Champions League or not. I couldn't. I just don't. Get 4th place or not, because I don't understand what it's going to bring us, other than the fact that it's going to qualify us for the Champions League, because it's been proven over and over again that you can sign top quality players if you're not in the Champions League. If you pay them enough, they're going to come. It's as simple as that. And if you've got the right coach, they will come. And that's the problem. I don't think the players are going to want to come and play for Mikel Arteta.
Warren, you hit the nail on the head there, because I tell you something. We've all seen what Arteta has done to the big personalities. He got rid of Ozil, and I'm delighted he got rid of him because he was a disgrace to the jersey. Aubameyang as well, he got rid of. So the big personalities, he doesn't really get on well with. So if you're a top European player, you'd be kind of looking at that, saying to yourself, I don't know now, I might stay away from that fucking Arteta. And I wouldn't blame the lads. That's why we have a young team, you know what I mean?
Because if you're a top striker and you're looking for a new club, right, you're going to be looking at it and saying, right, if I go there, I need the team to create chances for me to score. Are they going to create enough chances for me to score? And I think you'd have to say the answer is probably no, they're not. Because we don't create enough. Right?
Or if you're a top European player, centre forward like Gujo said, and you're talking about creativity, you're going to look around you and you're going to be looking at the likes of Odegaard, Xhaka, Partey, Sambi. I create more chances myself, Warren. You wouldn't put him on a Subbuteo game. It's a joy. It's a disgrace. That Odegaard, I don't know what people see in him.
No, I don't rate him. I never have done. I never have. I just don't think he's all that, and I don't think he's strong enough. I see him consistently getting knocked off the ball without too much effort. I don't see him imposing himself on games. The role that he plays, you need to be imposing yourself on the game and controlling the midfield, and he don't do it. He don't. And
And the captain as well. Wearing the captain armband. How would you give that fella the captain armband?
I just think that's a joke. I think it's a joke. I would want the captain to be a centre back or a full back. You need to be able to see the whole what's going on in the game as it's going on in front of you. Rare occasions, a goalkeeper as well. I'm not too keen about goalkeeper being a captain purely because you can't get out. You can't run up halfway up the pitch and grab hold of someone.
No.
Like you could if you was a centre back or full back and grab them, hold of them. Say, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Lift your game, right? Whereas a goalkeeper, what the advantage they've got is that they can see all of it in front of them, what's going, what's working, what ain't. And that's a good thing. The only thing is, like I say, you can't grab hold of people.
No, it's the communication. If I'm a goalkeeper and I see something wrong, I have to tell my centre back. The centre back have to tell the midfielder. The midfielder then tells me centre forward while I'm after telling them. So you're going through 2 or 3 players to get your message through. Communication, no. My goalkeeper would never be a captain. Never. Centre back would be my captain. If you're not performing on the field, my centre back will be told, go down, grab him by the neck. You're playing for Arsenal Football Club. Like Tony Adams did with Dennis Bergkamp.
No, exactly, mate. Listen, there's quite a few comments in the chat, so I'm just going to go through those. Blimey, there's loads of them. Where are we? Where did we get to? Yeah, I think that's the last one. Manny's never count your chickens. History is witness. In 100%, Manny. And start of the second half, Spurs 1, Leicester 0. Harry Kane on 22 minutes. Arsenal can't afford to lose today. So Spurs are 1-0 up already, man. Carl.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, Warren and Carl says Static. Hi, Static. How you doing, fella? Static says Jez Collins. Hey, that's right. Every team that wins the Europa League will automatically qualify for the Champions League. Yeah, 100%. What I'm worried about is if they win West Ham win the Champions League, or whoever finishes 4th is going to get knocked out of the Champions League. Really interesting fact. Last season, Chelsea finished 4th, but won the Champions League. So I just wonder how the fans would have felt in case Arsenal were denied entry after winning Europa. And then he goes on. What did he say? Or that might have prompted 5 teams being selected. It has in the past, but I'm not sure. I think they changed the rule about it, and what I'm saying is that if the Europa League winners do not finish in the top 4, because they have to have a Champions League spot, does that mean that the team who finishes 4th will miss out? That's my point. Jez has said that he's looked it up on UEFA, and that the 4th place team will then move to the Europa League. So it's interesting. It is. It's an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Static says, Jez Collins, that would be hilarious if it did happen. It would be for those clowns that were jumping around Islington Town Hall on those tables singing that bloody stupid, awful song. Yeah, it would be absolutely hilarious. And Manny says hello to Static. And Jez says, Static, hi, mate. Exactly. It's the old case of don't count your chickens. 100%, Jez. And the lineups are out. Let's have a quick look.
Oh, my God.
I'm just going to get the lineup up so that we can have a look at that. That would be interesting. Just bear with me a sec while I do that, mate. Apparently the lineups are out, so I'm just going to go onto Twitter and see if I can get the team up, and then I'm going to share it on the screen. And get your opinion about that. So I'm just going to Arsenal Twitter. Right, okie doke. Right, so I've got that. Let me go back to here and share screen. Okay. Looks like Tommy Yasu's in the team, mate.
Oh, good man, Tommy Yasu.
Yeah.
Ramsdale, Tommy Yasu, Hoarding, Gabriel, Tavares.
Right, hold on. Let me just put that in a different window and make it easier then. Right. Okay.
Shaka once again. Fuck off.
Fucking hell. Don't tell me that. Oh, God, no. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on with Shaka? Ain't Kiki yet. Fuck off.
There you go.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Tommy Yasu, Holding, Tavares.
Right.
Fucking
So,
useless.
here it is. Here it is. So we've got Ramsdale, Tommy Yasu, Holding, Gabriel, and Tavares. So why is Holding playing? Where's Ben White? Has Ben White got an injury? And then we got El Neni and Xhaka. And then we got Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Nketiah. Fucking hell, that team is dog shit. And then on the bench, we got Leno, Cedric, some fella by the name of Kirk. I've never heard of Kirk before. Swanson, and the Conga. What's that dude's name? Olad, is that right? Is it Olad or Doolad or something? I've never heard of it. It's Doolad. Never even heard of him. Never heard of him. Enhand, never heard of him. Smith Rowe, Pepe, Lacazette. Fucking hell, there's about 3 players on that bench, mate, I've never heard of. Who are these people?
Unbelievable. Why is Pepe not able to get a game?
Oh, mate, I don't think he likes him. I don't. It's just crazy. That bench is well shaky. It is. It's really off key. The whole fucking team's off key.
There's your Arsenal now. There's your fucking Arsenal now. It's a joke.
And Tommy Yasu is coming in, right? He's just been off a lengthy injury, and he's having to play alongside Ben White. Not Ben White. It's Rob Holding. Fuck.
So Jesus Christ, mate. What have you got West Ham's team?
Let's see if we've got the West Ham team. Because West Ham, they must be fucking licking their lips looking at that.
They compared their under 14 team and they beat that Arsenal team today. That's a fucking joke.
Yeah, let me do a search for Jesus West Christ, Ham.
Mate, that's fucking shacket once again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Right, here we go. Let's see if we've got the West Ham team. Right, there you go. There's the West Ham team. Fabianski, he used to play for us. Kufal, Zuma, Cresswell, Fredericks, Rice, Noble, Fornals, Lanzini, Benrahma, and Bowen. That's not a bad side, mate, to be honest. And Areola, Masaku. Yeah. Areola, Masaka, Alice, Diop, Krau, Sushek, Vlasic, Yarmolenko, and Antonio. That's interesting.
2-0 West Ham.
It's good job that Antonio ain't playing because he'd have an absolute field day against those.
He'd have a field day. It doesn't matter who plays. West Ham is winning 2-0 today anyway because that's a terrible Arsenal team. Terrible.
That I'm definitely convinced that we're going to lose now after seeing that lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. How can you play Rob Holding, Tomiyasu, Shaka, Eddie fucking Nketiah? I know he did all right against Chelsea, but let's not get carried away. The chap is still fucking useless.
Mate, that lineup's well shaky.
I have no confidence at all. No confidence whatsoever going into that game today.
No, absolutely 100%, mate. So I'm just going to go through more of these chats. Craig Malloy says, Warren and Carl, big up. Nice to see you, Craig. Lovely. Thanks for coming in. Taib is saying, hi, Craig. Taib, big up. Taib says, fourth spot is not good enough. 100%, mate. It isn't. Manny says, big up, Craig and Taib. It's good, though, that all these fellas like chatting to each other like this. It's good. I like it. Right, Taib says, this Arteta geezer better have the team prepared for a title fight next season. Mate,
he might on the PlayStation, buddy.
Huh?
He might on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation?
He won't have any title fight in reality. He'll be only on the PlayStation.
Exactly. Everton beating Chelsea 1-0. Now. Yeah. Fair play to him.
I hope to beat him.
Yeah, me too. Xhaka wants to become captain again, laugh out loud. Hell, that ain't. Well, you never know. It wouldn't surprise me if he
My question is, was he ever captain in the first place?
Exactly. And Craig, that's what I predicted last night. I bet you he gets it back. I bet you. Clem says, all right, Warren, mate. Thanks for the stream, gents. You're welcome, buddy. I hope you're enjoying it.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Del Boy Gunner says, no fans cams today on my channel because I'm on the beer. I'll do them tomorrow if anyone is interested. I'm definitely interested, Del Boy.
Me too, Del Boy. Me too, buddy.
Craig Malloy says, Del Boy, big up. I'm sure the usual candidates, Del Boy, will be up for it, mate. Don't worry about that. Craig Malloy, and that's our £250 million. It's not good enough. 100%, mate. It's like 250 million, more like fucking £2.50. Bargain basement at Asda.
It's a disgrace.
It is. It's something like finding the bottom of a bargain bucket at the fucking supermarket in the pick and mix. It's shocking. Taver Sain says, poor recruitment, Craig. Craig Malloy says, Taib, it is, mate, absolutely shocking. Have you seen the state of the bloody bench as well? There's like 3 kids on. Well, I'm assuming they're kids because I don't know. I've never heard of them. And Ben White out with a hamstring, says Craig. Oh,
hopefully he's out for the next 5 years.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I'd rather have him in the team than fucking Rob Holding. That's
He's better than Rob Holding, yeah.
Not much. Not much. But, yeah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that's Arsenal. Let's move. Oh, hold on. Manny says, Tottenham 3-0 now. Frightening. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's Tottenham all over. Like, Antonio Conte, I'm telling you, he's a proper manager, man. If we had him, we would be in a title challenge. I'm
Absolutely,
telling you,
100%.
No doubt about it.
That is shocking. Shocking stuff.
So let's move on and look at the next team. So it's Tottenham Hotspur, right? So Tottenham's last 5 games at home, they've lost 2-0 to Wolves. They won 5-0 against Everton. They won 3-1 against West Ham. They won 5-1 against Newcastle. And they lost 1-0 to Brighton. And they're 3-0 up now against... Who is it they're playing today? Who is it?
Jesus Christ.
Manny said it earlier.
I can't think. Leicester, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Leicester, you're 100%
Leicester,
right.
yeah. I couldn't think there for a minute.
Yeah, so they're winning 3-0 according to Manny. I've got no reason to doubt that that's not the case. So, yeah. Their away form, they won 4-0 at Leeds. They lost 3-2 to Manchester United. They won 2-0 at Brighton, 4-0 against Aston Villa, and they drew 0-0 with Brentford. So their last 5 home games, they've won 3, lost 2. They've scored 13 goals and conceded 5, which means they've got 2.6 goals per game. And against, they've had 1 goal a game on average. And it means that points per game, they've got 1.8. And their away form, they've won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. They've scored 12 and conceded 3, which means that they've got 2.4 goals per game. And goals against, they've got 0.6. And it gives them 2.2 points per game. So they've got better points haul away from home was what they have at home, which is quite interesting. So far this season, they've played 33 games. They've won 18, drawn 4, lost 11. They've scored 56 goals and conceded 38. They've got goal difference of 18 and they've got 58 points. They've got win percentage of 5.55% and they've got points per game of 1.76. So my predictions for the remaining games this season is in the game that they're playing against Leicester. I predicted them to win 2-1. Well, that's out the window. They're 3-0 up already. Liverpool, I'd said that they would lose 2-0. Arsenal at home, I think they'll win 2-0. Burnley at home, I think they'll win that 2-0. And Norwich away, I think they'll win 3-1. So my predicted points haul for them for the season will be 70 points. And I think they're going to win the 4th place trophy. So there we have it. It's all confirmed there. West Ham, in my opinion, they will get 59 points. United will get 56. Tottenham will get 70. And Arsenal will get 67. And this is how it will all pan out. This is what the table will look like. Tottenham will finish 4th with 22 wins, 4 draws, 12 losses, a goal difference of plus 23 and 70 points. Arsenal will finish 5th. They will have won 21 games. They would have drawn 4 and lost 13. They would have scored 58 and conceded 46 with a plus 12 goal difference and got 67 points. West Ham will end up finishing 6th. They'll have won 17, drew 8, lost 13. They will have a goal difference of plus 9 and 59 points. And then lastly, Man United, they will have won 15, drawn 11, lost 12. And what's that? And lost 12. And they'll have a goal difference of 0. And they'll have 56 points. So there you have it. So just as by way of a comparison, this is the league table as it was at the end of last season. In that season, we won 18, drew 7, lost 13, right? We also scored 55 goals and conceded 39, which gave us a goal difference of 16, and we had 61 points. This season, if my predictions are true and it comes right, we would have lost 13, would have conceded 46 goals and had 67 points and finished 5th. So can someone please explain to me how that is that he's improved our defence? Because we would have conceded more goals this season than we did last. We would have lost the same amount of games. So how has he improved the defence if that's the case? I don't understand that.
Because he hasn't.
You got any idea about that? Because I ain't.
You see, the thing is, Warren, he hasn't improved the defence. He hasn't improved the team. He hasn't improved the club. When he came here, we had European football. We won the FA Cup. We have no European football now, and we're out of all cup domestic competitions in January. We conceded more goals this season than we did last season, and that was with Bellerin and David Luiz and the likes. And he's had to spend 250 million as well on players in this club. This club, this squad, this manager is fucked.
Yeah. 100%. 100%, mate. It's fucking shambles. All of it. I was hoping that you were going to say that, but after seeing all of that, what's your thoughts about all of it, mate?
I'm heartbroken. I'm literally, it's on my mind 24/7. The club is in turmoil. The club is a shambles. And, it's coming from the very top. This is, like I said the last day, this is not just Arteta. There's a lot more to it than just him. And it starts at the very, very top, all the way down to the very bottom. The club, there's a cancer going through the club. And it's destroying it. We're going to become a mediocre club, a mid-table club. That's all we're going to be known as. And I don't want that from my club. I want my club to be the Arsenal that we grew up and loved. Competing against the best.
No, exactly.
We moved to this fucking sort of stadium to compete. And we're not competing.
No.
Fans are shouting and singing songs about 4th spot. Fuck 4th spot. I don't want 4th spot. Number 1.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
Jurgen Klopp and fucking Pep Guardiola is going into their dressing room and telling them lads, listen, if we get 4th spot, we'd be okay. Fuck 4th spot. Fuck Arteta. Fuck Kroenke. And fuck the fucking players that we have because they're an absolute disgrace to the fucking jersey. That's the truth, Warren. That's where I stand. That's
no, you're talking 100% facts, mate. Now, that, for me, sums it up fucking perfectly because the whole thing is a mess, right? I had a big row the other day with that Julian from AFTV, right? Because I managed to get him to follow me on Instagram, and I had a row with him on Insta, and he was trying to tell me that Arsenal were in a mess when Arteta took over, right? I was going, what are you talking about? I said the previous manager, he took us to our first European final in 13 years, and he finished 5th, 3 points off 3rd place. And you're saying it was a mess. What are you talking about? Honestly, that is absolutely ludicrous nonsense. Right? And I said, it's like all this crap about the Chelsea team and the loan system and them watering the pitch and cheating and everything. I said, you are aware that Chelsea and Arsenal played on the same pitch, are you? And all he could say, he didn't answer one of those points that I made. He just said, yeah, I think we'll need to agree to disagree. And I just thought, well, that sums it all up, mate. You ain't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
AFTV don't have a fucking clue, Warren. Full stop.
I know. It's shit.
They're over there in Nigeria, they're taking fucking penalties and stuff like that there. And I tell you the truth, they're a disgrace. They're another big problem that this club have.
Yeah.
AFTV and the clowns is honest. Talking shit.
I'm convinced that the guy who runs it is paying people to be controversial deliberately. I'm convinced of it. The reason I'm saying that, no sensible person is going to stand there and make these ridiculous, outlandish claims that fucking clown Julian is. No one in their right mind is going to go on there and humiliate themselves the way he does by making these ridiculous, outlandish comments. So far, we've had Arteta's the best manager ever. We've had Chelsea are abusing the loan system. They watered the pitch. They were trying to cheat, right? Arteta took over Arsenal. It was in a mess. Those 4 statements in themselves are the most ridiculous, stupid things I've ever heard anyone say on that channel. Bear in mind the rubbish that Ty's come out with down the years. But he ain't got he can't hold a fucking light to this fella. Honestly, it is mad. And I'm convinced it's because of the crap that he's heard. The people on the likes of BBC 5 Live saying, I don't know if you can get that in Ireland, BBC Radio 5.
Yeah, we get that, yeah.
And Talk Sport.
Yeah, Talk
Sport, on both of those radio stations, you have all these pundits coming on. Yeah. And I have to say, they talk absolute shit. And the reason they're doing it is because it's interesting. People like it. It gives them something to listen to. And then when they're having phone-ins, they deliberately being controversial to get views and to get people listening. And I think he's doing the same. Because people were sitting there thinking, I wonder what that clown Julian's come out with now. And they go and watch it to find out what he said. I'm convinced of it.
This is the thing, Warren. I look at Talk Sport there every single day. I listen to Talk Sport. And Martin Keown turns my fucking stomach with what shit he comes up with. All the ex-players, Ian Rice, I've heard Ray Parra talking shit as well. Paul Merson on Sky Sports, I've heard him talking shit. Now, these lads are fucking heroes of mine. And it hurts me. Because them lads played for the fucking badge. They're not fools. They know what's going on at the club. But all they care about is how many likes they can get and all this fucking shit. You go back to Julian. Julian, in my eyes, and I've listened to him and I've been on the show with him, he's a smart fella. Julian is not thick. He's not stupid. Like the rest of them. Robbie and all the lads, they're not stupid people. But they just talk fucking shit about our club.
I know,
like, if you don't have something that, if you can't speak the truth about something, Warren, no matter what it is, if it's your club or anything in life, if my woman walks in here, and I have something to tell her, I have to look at her in the eye and I have to tell her the truth. I can't cover it up. I can't give her lies and bullshit stories. You tell the truth. We rear our children to grow up and be truthful. Speak the fucking truth about your club.
Exactly.
Don't make our club out to be something that it's clearly not. Because we're not stupid people.
No.
If Arteta was doing a great job and we were competing, I'd be the first man to come on a show and clap and say, Arteta, you're a genius. I fucking love you. But I'm only speaking what I see. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. But I'm just saying what I see, and I speak the truth. And I'm very verbal about my club, and I've always been like this from a very early age. And the truth is, if Julian or AFTV fucking like it or not, our club is fucked.
Yeah, it's true, mate.
And they are a big problem with that club. Influencing people, young people's minds. For those young people, educate yourselves on what the real Arsenal was before you start talking shit.
Exactly, because Kyle, it's all about this.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
it's all about money.
They are trying to get people to come and watch the channel, right? It is. I'm telling you, I'm convinced of it. It's trying to get.
Right.
It's getting them to be controversial because it will make the amount of viewers they get go up.
Yeah,
that's all it is about.
Why?
They're not caring about whether they're saying is right or not. The fact that they're intelligent as well proves it even more to me.
That's it, Warren. Warren, you're 100% right, man. It's terrible. It's shocking what's going on. We have the worst fan base in the world, in my eyes. We're a joke. We're a joke.
I know. That's why they call us Banter FC.
And that's what we are. And Warren, I don't give a shit if I have one subscriber on my channel or 1 million subscribers on my channel. It don't matter. It's not about money. It's not about views. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's about the jersey. It's about the Christ. And he can fuck off too, because he's a big problem as well at the club. Fourth spot, like a trophy. Fuck off, Wenger. Talking shit.
Exactly. But anyway, let me just go through these these comments. Where were we? I don't think there's that many more. Yeah, Tottenham 3-0 now, frightening. Manny says Leicester. Yeah, that's right. If you hire a can, you'll get a circus. It's great. 100%, mate. I saw you say that the other day, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious when you come out with that. But it's true. It's true. The club is rotten from top to bottom, says Craig Malloy. 100%, mate. It needs a fucking root and branch bloody sorting out. It really does. Agreeing to disagree, the perfect cop-out. Exactly. It was because he knew that I was talking sense and he couldn't counter it. That's the trouble. I'm pretty certain that in addition to RTE TV and radio, you get BBC in Ireland, says Manny.
You can, yeah.
Yeah. Everton beat Chelsea 1-0. Did they win? I hope so.
Great result, Everton.
Tottenham beat Leicester 3-1. There you go. So there you go. There you go, people. Everton win 1-0 against Chelsea. Tottenham beat Leicester 3-1. So it rolls on to Arsenal and West Ham now. So
they haven't got the balls to win us.
It's just under half an hour to go to kickoff, mate. So I'm going to let you go. But before you go, is there anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Nothing in particular, but I just want my club back to challenging. I want the old club back, Warren. I want us to go to the Emirates and the fans to be screaming and shouting and the players giving it their all. I want the atmosphere back that we used to have in Highbury. Yeah. I want the players and the manager to realise what this means to people like us. And they're getting well paid for doing it. It shouldn't have to be a case of having to say to them. They should realise how lucky they are in life that they be in the positions that they're in. I want them to go out today and I want them to put on a performance and beat fucking West Ham. Because I tell you one thing, if they don't, after Tottenham winning today, I will be barred out of the hotel I'm going to see us. It's absolutely disgraceful what's going on. But the last thing I'd say, Warren, is this. First of all, big up to you, Warren. You're a legend, top man, and thank you very much. And I hope to do more shows with you in the future. And I'd like to say a big thank you to all the lads in the chat, all real ones.
100%.
And I'm going to finish it off by saying this. Fuck Wenger, fuck Arteta, fuck Kroenke, and fuck the whole lot of them that's destroyed our club. Because that's what they've done. They've destroyed it. Look at the state of the squad that we have today. Oh my God, it's a shambles. It's a shambles.
Listen, everyone, please, 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 make sure you go and check out this man's YouTube channel.
And I promise you all, this week, it will be relaunched 100%.
Yeah.
And I speak facts, and you might not like what I say, but I'm speaking from the heart. I have no paperwork. I have nothing in front of me. I always speak from the head and the heart. If I'm right or wrong, it's my opinion. And thanks everyone for listening.
Exactly. With him, there's no filter. It's just 100% real talk. And that's all that you can ask for. I can't say any more than that. The link for his channel is in the description of this video. He talks 100% sense. I've watched most of his videos that he did 4 or 5 years ago. Honestly, people, it's like nothing has changed since the day that he recorded them, because all the issues that he's bringing up about the club are the same as what they are now. It's just mad that nothing has changed in that time. It's absolutely crazy. And I found a video last night that I sent to Manny, and it was of Johnny Lydon, also known as Johnny Rotten, the ex-lead singer of the Sex Pistols. He's a massive Arsenal fan. He was born and brought up around the ground, in spitting distance of the ground, and he takes a walk up to the Emirates and he starts losing it, getting really angry. I'm going to put the link for this video in the description as well. Go and check that out, because he's another one. He starts losing it, moaning about the badge and moaning about the ownership and stuff like that. So it's worth a watch. You enjoyed it, didn't you, mate?
Top class. And what he said is 100% right.
Yeah, because he's standing there.
Let's wake up. The fan base needs to wake up here.
Yeah, he stood outside the ground and he said that he's talking about the Emirates needs to be fucking torched. Torched!
Spot on. The man is spot on.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there because the game's going to kick off in a little while. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much as well to my mate there, Carl, for coming on and helping me to do the show. It was absolutely superb. I hope we get a chance to do some more shows in the future.
Anytime,
I've loved having you on here, mate. It was wild.
Top luck. Anytime. Thanks very much, Warren. Top luck, man. Thank you very much.
It was brilliant. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to Carl's. And if you heard him say, he's hoping on Tuesday that someone's going to come out and sort it all out for him and get it up and running properly. And then there'll be no stopping the fella. And watch out, Arsenal. That's all I can say. So, yeah, thanks very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the game. And Arteta out. And come on, you Gunners. And let's end it there. Right, so I'm just going to run the video.